$7 billion, 3 ships, 0 combat kills. The most expensive destroyer ever built can't even fire its own guns. Sounds like a disaster, right? But what if this ship wasn't built to fight today's wars? What if the USS Zumwalt is a weapon designed for a conflict that hasn't started yet? And what if the Navy knows something we don't? There is a warship sailing the Pacific that radar cannot properly see. It displaces 15,000 tons, stretches 600 feet long, yet on a radar screen it looks like a fishing boat. Its hull is black. Its angles are wrong. No visible weapons. It moves like something that shouldn't exist. The USS Zumwalt cost $4.4 billion per hull. The program total exceeded $7 billion. It was supposed to be 32 ships. Only 3 were built. The press called it a failure. The Navy called it the future. Both had reasons. Early 1990s. The Soviet Union is gone, but new threats are forming fast. China develops the DF-21D, a ballistic missile built to kill aircraft carriers from over 1,000 kilometers away. Russia keeps building some of the quietest submarines on Earth. Dozens of smaller nations acquire supersonic anti-ship missiles that are nearly impossible to intercept. The Navy's existing destroyers have the radar cross-section of a building. In a coastal missile environment, they are targets. The Navy needs something that can get close to shore, deliver firepower inland, and not get killed doing it. The answer has to be radical. The requirements read like science fiction, virtually undetectable by radar. Guns capable of hitting targets 100 miles inland. Enough electrical power to run weapons that don't exist yet. Railguns, lasers, advanced electronic warfare. And all of this with a crew of 150, less than half a normal destroyer. Bath Iron Works in Maine wins the contract. The Navy assembles the most advanced shipbuilding team in history. They begin cutting steel on a vessel that breaks every rule in warship design. The hull uses a tumble-home design, sloping inward from the waterline, the opposite of every warship before it. It deflects radar energy downward into the water instead of bouncing it back. The superstructure is a single angular block of radar-absorbing composite. No exposed antennas, no visible launchers. Everything hides behind panels that open only at the moment of firing. Exhaust mixes with cool air before exiting, killing the infrared signature. Even the underwater acoustic signature is nearly silent. A 15,000-ton warship with the radar return of a 50-foot boat. In a world where the first to detect usually wins, this is survival. Zumwalt generates 78 megawatts of electrical power. A normal destroyer generates about 7.5. That's more than 10 times the output. Everything runs on electricity, propulsion, sensors, weapons, no mechanical gearboxes. Electric drive is quiet, flexible, and future-ready. You can divert power from engines to weapons in an instant. This ship was built to power railguns, lasers, and electronic warfare systems still in laboratories when its keel was laid. Zumwalt isn't built for today's fight. It's built for 2040. 2 155mm guns firing GPS-guided shells called LRLAP. Range, 83 nautical miles. Accuracy, pinpoint. Cost per round at scale, $35,000. Compared to a $1.5 million Tomahawk, that's revolutionary. But when 32 ships became 3, production volume collapsed. The price per shell exploded from $35,000 to nearly $1 million each. A shell that costs as much as a cruise missile defeats its own purpose. LRLAP was canceled in 2016. The guns remain on the ship. They cannot fire. The ship's primary reason for existing vanished overnight. November 2016. Zumwalt is transiting the Panama Canal. A seawater leak infiltrates the propulsion system. The most advanced warship in the world is towed to port. Software bugs crash modules. Systems cascade into failure. The small crew is overwhelmed by maintenance demands for equipment, with no repair manuals, no spare parts pipeline, no institutional knowledge. Headlines are brutal. The ship meant to terrify enemies is embarrassing its own navy. If your metric is program execution, yes, it failed. 32 ships became 3. The primary weapon was canceled. Costs are indefensible. But if your metric is technology, it proves ship-scale stealth works. Integrated electric propulsion is viable. Software-defined combat systems are the only flexible architecture for modern warfare. Extreme power generation at sea is achievable. Every one of those proof points is now a baseline requirement for the Navy's future fleet. Zumwalt paid the price of being first. With the gun mission dead, the Navy adapted. Zumwalt is being converted into a hypersonic missile platform. It proves ship-scale stealth works. Integrated electric propulsion is viable. Software-defined combat systems are the only flexible architecture for modern warfare. Extreme power generation at sea is achievable. Every one of those proof points is now a baseline requirement for the Navy's future fleet. Zumwalt paid the price of being first. With the gun mission dead, the Navy adapted. Zumwalt is being converted into a hypersonic missile platform. The conventional prompt strike weapon, a boost glide missile exceeding Mach 5, will replace the gun turrets. A stealth ship carrying hypersonic weapons. You cannot target what you cannot find. And what you cannot find can strike you from thousands of miles away at speeds that leave no time to react. This was never the original plan. It might be a better one. The DDG-X, the Navy's next-generation destroyer, carries Zumwalt's DNA everywhere. Integrated electric propulsion, enhanced stealth across all spectra, larger power margins for directed energy weapons, software-defined, continuously updatable combat systems. DDG-X is a Zumwalt that learned from Zumwalt's mistakes, built in real numbers, carrying proven weapons alongside capacity for future ones. Allied navies are following the same path. Zumwalt's fingerprints are everywhere. China now fields the largest navy on Earth. Anti-ship missiles reach thousands of kilometers. Satellites track ships in real time. Hypersonic weapons are proliferating. Drone swarms coordinate autonomously. In this environment, Zumwalt's premises aren't radical anymore. They're obvious. Stealth is mandatory. Electric power is mandatory. Software flexibility is mandatory. Zumwalt was designed for this world. It just arrived 15 years too early for anyone to understand why. 3 ships, $7 billion, 1 canceled weapon. And yet the entire future of American naval power is being built in Zumwalt's image. That's not the legacy of a failure. That's the legacy of a prototype too honest about the future for its own budget to survive. Today, DDG-1000 sails the Pacific. Black hull, sharp angles, quiet engines, carrying weapons that didn't exist when its keel was laid. The billion-dollar ghost isn't haunting the Navy, it's leading it. Thanks for watching. Please hit like, share the video, and subscribe for more. Thank you.